the biggest unboxing ever. Guys, I don't even know if this is going to come as a surprise to any of you, but this is probably the biggest Gunpla box in existence. The only other kit that I have that even comes close to this would be the Mechanicore Ziegler kit, the Mechanicore Perfect Zeong kit. It's probably similar, but still not quite as big as this. So this is the hugest box that I have in my collection, and I just have to say the hugest thank you to Cody. Actually, this kit was given to me by he's just a fan of the channel. So that is really amazing. I can't say thank you enough to Cody. Obviously this kit is not cheap, so it's an amazing gesture. I really appreciate that. I'm really going to enjoy this, so thank you so much, Cody. And let's get on with the unboxing, guys. This kit is so big that it's actually sent in its own cardboard box, so of course the actual box is inside of here. I just wanted to show this to you guys too, because it has its own actual box, its own exterior box. So here we have the HGUC Neo Zeong, the gigantic mobile armor feature at the end of the Unicorn series. It's amazing box art here. I mean, you can really just get a sense of just how massive this thing is. I mean, just the size of the box. And just this huge image just across the front of there. It looks amazing. You see the Shinanju riding along inside, the Banshee down here in the corner, the awakened unicorn there flying around the back. So actually this will be pretty cool, because I just recently reviewed that the luminous crystal body version unicorn, so that would be kind of cool to pair up with this, as they did in the anime. So amazing box art here. We can just see at the top Neo Zeong full frontals customized mobile armor for new type. On the top of the box here, we got the HG logo, and it's the 181 in the HGUC line. Again, just a huge Neo Zeong across the top there with the handle for carrying this gigantic box. On the back side, it's like the reverse image of what we saw on the front. So we're seeing the Neo Zeong from the back, the Banshee down there, and the unicorn up here. So that's really cool. I actually hadn't noticed that before. I don't know if I've ever really taken notice of what the back of this box looks like. I've seen it from the front, but even this image looks amazing. It looks beautiful. Once the kit is all done, I want to just cut out the front and back of this box and just put them up on the wall or something. On the side of the box here, just kind of the continuation of the artwork there, just some other stuff that was going on. And then down here we can see a front and back image of what the kit looks like when it's all snapped up, painted up and all of that. Very just red for the most part, and then here a whole bunch of stills from the anime, and then here a digital composite image using the kit, and just a whole bunch of digital effects there. Around here on the other side, we can see just a larger image of, again, just what the kit looks like. If it is in total 83 centimeters tall, so almost a meter in height, it's going to be gigantic. I don't know how I'm going to even fit that in my review space. It also does come, of course, with the HGUC Shinanju. One difference about this Shinanju that the regular version didn't have is that this includes the bazooka, so that's cool. You are also able to display it without the giant fuel tank legs. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe if you want to do some crazy kit bash of giving those fuel tanks to some other kit, and you want to just have your Neo Zeong like that, or maybe you don't have as much vertical shelf space or something. And then down here, just some more detail shots of that, what it looks like up underneath the skirt. With the kind of weapons panels open there, missiles, and you can see the Shinanju with the two bazookas. So maybe it comes with two bazookas. There's some other details there, and with the arms in the back as well. This is still an HG kit, keep in mind, so while it does have some nice detail, it's not going to be super loaded up with gimmicks and everything like that. If this was as complex as a master grade, I'm sure they would be able to put a lot more gimmicks into this, which would have been cool, but also would have made this even more expensive, as the list price for this kit is already at 25,000 yen, around $250. So yeah. So we'll pop the top and start seeing what we got in here. First thing looks like on this side is all the parts for our HGUC Shinanju, and then our new bazooka parts there as well. And from there, it's just a whole bunch of these gigantic parts on gigantic runners. Painting this kit is going to be absolutely ridiculous because of how gigantic these parts are. Got this thing here. Oh, excuse me. Let me just put on my giant fucking mask. Look at this piece! It's ridiculous! Look how big this thing is! I swear if you're like really creative into cosplay, you could just like buy this kit and just like use half these parts to just like kit bash some kind of cosplay outfit out of it. And then under a pile of all those huge parts, there's another box inside of that box, this really cool red box here with just some more line art on it there. And I think what I'd seen from other unboxing videos and review videos of this kit is that I guess this is just meant to be like a storage box for the kit if you don't have it on display or something, or for some reason. But there's more parts inside of here. These are just kind of looks like a lot of just the huge giant parts like for the arms. So it's kind of funny that this huge just monstrosity of a kit just has a manual that looks just like any kind of other normal HGUC manual. Just this exactly the same style. A photo of the painted kit. In the corner up here, statistics on what the kit has, what it's made of, how big it is, the different weapons and things that it has built in. On the back of the manual, basically the same stuff we saw on the outside of the box. Details, gimmicks about that, action, Shinanju, color guide there at the bottom, all in Japanese. Then yeah, we have our parts list. You can see a couple of the new runners there for the Shinanju. A couple of these runners are actually just the pieces themselves are just so large that they're just counting them as runners. Some other big parts there, a whole bunch of big parts, more and more and more. You also have like a clear tube that kind of connects with the base for using that just as a support. And this section is just all the parts from the Shinanju, so they have that in just a separate thing there. And this is on with the construction, so you're building kind of like the main frame of the body first, it looks like there. So that's got to be like really secure, and then you're just building up kind of these huge parts all around that everywhere. Kind of like the main shoulder parts and the main center of the body first, and then onto like the skirt section of that, the waist section, and then the giant fuel tank legs. Here's about the base. We have like kind of the main base and then a separate part on top of that, and then you have your separate part that goes into that, which is holding the tube just to make sure everything's nice and secure in there. On the inner pages here, we just have some more stuff. Again, just kind of all in Japanese here, unfortunately, talking about the different like details about the kits, composite image there, a whole bunch of other HGUC kits from the Unicorn line. Fantastic kits all around, I must say. And then once the Neo Zeong mobile armor itself is done, and then it's just on to the construction of the Shinanju. So this manual should be pretty much exactly the same as the manual of the regular Shinanju until you get to about here, where it's just building up the bazookas and then showing how to put that into the mobile armor. So you have to remove a few parts there, kind of fold up his legs. It looks kind of a little bit silly, but once it's in place, it looks cool. So he's just kind of sitting inside there, closing everything back up around him. And then onto the big arms. For that, you're building 6 giant arms, 2 for the front and then 4 around on the back. Installing all of those, and then how to remove the fuel tanks, removing those parts. I guess if you want to just have it stored like that, displayed like that without the fuel tanks. And it's just kind of weapons gimmicks here, so how to make it so like the bazooka is like popping out of the weapons containers there on the shoulders. And then how to mount and use all the different weapons, the Shinanju's weapons and bazookas, how to combine the bazooka with the Shinanju's beam rifle and with the shield and all of that. These steps I think would be kind of more involved for if you had that P Bandai Psycho Shard effect ring for this, which doesn't really look that good. And then here's like what I was talking about, where that red box is meant to be for storing everything. When it's not in display, you can see they show you like exactly how to lay everything out so that it fits nice and snugly into that nice red box there. So kind of interesting, I guess, if you wanted to do that. Let's get through the runners. Here we have our sticker sheet for the Shinanju. As far as I can tell, this is the exact same foil sticker sheet that comes with the regular HGUC Shinanju, so nothing new here. Then we have our foil sticker sheet for the Neo Zeong, which is basically just some white stripes and then the giant Neo Zeong logo there for the back skirt. And then we do actually have one giant Waterslide decal, one of the very few instances where a standard release HGUC kit comes with water slides. It's maybe one of, if not the only HGUC kit that comes with a Waterslide decal in it. But it's just one, just for the marking there on the back skirt. It's better than nothing, I guess, but it's okay. We have a couple of screws and nuts here. We have the base of our base, which is just here in gray, which is from 2009. I'm pretty sure this is what's used for the Perfect Grade base that Bandai does make. And then we have our clear rod for the support of that, which does seem like actually really nice quality. Quite thick, and does seem like pretty scratch resistant, so I was worried about like this just being like scratched up as soon as I even touched it with my fingers, but it does seem like this is gonna look pretty good on the finished kit. Okay, and so quickly I just want to run through the parts for just the Shinanju first. So here is the polycaps for that, PC132. Runner A here is in 4 colors. We have a couple of gray parts there for the tubing, some white parts here for the backpack and the fuel tanks, some yellow parts there for accents around on the kit, and then black for some other different parts there. Runner B here in red, just some armor parts for around on the arms, the head, the legs, the shield, the chest, all of that. And then runner C is just some more red parts, but here we have the doubles for the parts that are on both the shoulders and arms and things like that, so that's here on runner C2. Then we've got runner D for some gray mechanical parts and hands and weapons parts. And then runner E1, some more gray mechanical parts and joint parts. Then we have runner E2 for a copy of this half of the runner here. And then we have runner F, which is our new bazooka parts for this kit. And this runner is, interestingly, actually marked for the Neo Zeong. It doesn't say for the Shinanju, it says HG144 scale, Neo Zeong. We do have 2 of these, so that's pretty awesome. Alright, now we're getting into the giant bulk of the Neo Zeong part. So runner G here is simply this giant piece. As I said before, some of these parts are just huge. They're just marked as runners on their own, so this is a G here. And then this giant piece here is actually runner H1, you can see on the back of there. So this is obviously a giant part for the shoulder. So we do have 2 of these. And then we have runner H2, which is the other half of that. So we also have 2 of these H2 parts. And then we have runner I, which is quite possibly one of the largest runners I've ever seen, with some very large parts on there in this kind of dark maroon color. And then we have runner J, which is just one of the internal structural pieces. Runner K is the underside of that giant skirt part, equally huge. And then runner L is these 2 massive parts, which will make up kind of the main structural pieces of the lower half. Then we got runner M, as you'll notice, is missing a couple parts on there. On a few of these runners, actually a few parts fell off. Probably around 7 or 8 parts fell off in total. So just make sure you don't throw anything away by accident or don't lose anything. It is a big box with a lot of runners, so just make sure you don't lose anything. Anyway, just a couple of larger skirt armor parts on here. And runner N here with some large thruster bells, this big huge cap piece for the fuel tanks, and this part for the shoulder armor thing. And then we have 2 of this N runner. And then we have runner O, again, more dark maroon parts. This is just the main parts for 2 of the arms, as you can see here, but we have 6 arms, so we have 1, 2, 3 of this O runner, and I'm hoping, but I'm thinking that there's going to be a big seam line down the back of that arm. I was hoping not, but that should be fun. Hopefully, in general, this kit doesn't have too many seams because these parts are just gigantic, but I'm sure there'll be a few. Then we got runner P here, another gigantic runner with a bunch of just huge parts on there. Again, with it being an HD, it's not packed with detail, but the details that are on there are pretty nice. There are a few of them here. Of course, there's going to be a lot of big, huge open spaces, but I think the details that are there do look pretty cool. And then runner Q, a surprisingly smaller runner here, just for a few more of the large armor parts. Runner R here, some gray parts for the arms, as well as the individual little barrel fingers there, enough for 2 arms. So once again, we have 1, 2, 3 of this runner for our 6 arms. And then the same thing here with runner S. It's just the large gray parts for the arms. So we have 1, 2, 3 of this S runner as well. And then we got runner T. I'm not exactly sure where these parts are going, just based by the shape of this and just kind of the fact that we have 2 of these. I think these are where the arms will mount onto there, I want to say, possibly. And then these parts, I think, going up underneath the shoulder parts. We got runner U here with just 4 gigantic gray parts here for going inside of the shoulders. Then runner V, a little bit smaller runner here in this case, some gray parts for just the kind of beam emitter things there in the shoulders, and then some of just vent details there, and we've got 2 of this V runner. Then runner W, as you can see, obviously our large part there for the base, as well as just some other large gray parts for around on the kit. Runner X1 here, just again some more gray parts for kind of here and there and everywhere. I'm not exactly sure where a lot of these parts are going. Some more unrecognizable parts in this case, for me at least. But you can see this runner is ABS, and we do have an X2, which is a copy of this runner here. And then runner Y here, again in gray ABS plastic, and we have 1, 2, 3 of these. So again, I'm gonna guess that these are parts for the arms. And then finally, to the end of the alphabet, runner Z1 here is in a more purplish gray in this case for some large thruster bells and some other smaller little detail parts. On there we have 2 of this runner Z1, and then one runner Z2, which is just the same thing but just minus a couple little thruster bills there on the side. Okay, so we're through the alphabet, but we're not done yet. We're now on to the WA runner. So WA is usually for weapons, I think is what they use that on the PG Unicorn kit, I thought. But anyway, this is in a darker maroon color, more kind of brownish maroon color, and we also have WA2, which is a copy of the runner minus this one part there. WB1 is in another new color. This is in like a really light gray, which actually looks really nice, and this fan details in there for these parts looks really cool. Then we have runner WB2, which is a copy of this runner here, minus a couple parts on the side. And then WC1, which is back to that kind of purplish gray color. See for some nice details for that. And then we have WC2, which is just a copy of just that one part there. And then WD1 for some white parts, some white vents, and the white parts that go around the base of the giant fuel tanks. And then we have WD2, which is a copy of this power of the runner. And then WE is the gigantic fuel tanks for this kit. They're ridiculously huge, and so of course we have two of these. I'd say these are comparable to about a liter bottle of whatever, water, cola, whatever. And then finally runner WF. What the f indeed. This is a ridiculous amount of gigantic parts for this kit. I'm starting to have nightmares of the painting experience. Okay, so that has been a ridiculous unboxing of a giant, amazing, ridiculous kit. This kit is, it's just gigantic. Like I said, painting this kit is gonna be, wow, anyone who's ever painted this kit before, mad respect. I mean, it's just gonna take so long. But man, is it gonna look so cool when it's all done. I don't have any plans to paint it right away, but just due to the sheer size of it, I was ordered by my wife to paint it and sell it as soon as possible. So we'll see. Later on this year, I was hoping to work on the Ziegler, and kind of had the same plans for that, but maybe we'll do this first instead of the Ziegler. I know you guys would probably love to see some Mechanicore content on this channel, but I might just do this guy first. So I'm gonna have to see about getting a larger needle size for my airbrush, because the 0.3 is just not gonna do it. So again, I really can't express enough how lucky I am and how thankful I am that this was just given to me by someone. So again, just thank you to Cody for that. I really appreciate it. This is an amazing thing. It's definitely an experience, even just from the unboxing. I'm super excited. I was actually planning on just unboxing this and going to bed because it's pretty late at night, but I'm really tempted to like start putting a few parts of it together just because I'm so excited about this. So I'm really excited. This is a really huge, cool kit. If you couldn't tell, I think I've probably over the course of the video I said that it's either huge or gigantic or enormous, probably about 300 times. That's a number, right? Anyway, thank all of you guys so much for watching. I will have the review coming up for this as soon as possible. It won't be coming up immediately after this video, but I'll get that out for you guys as soon as I can. I'll probably do some live streaming of the building of this, so you can check out those live videos. If you're watching this later on, you can check those out in the live stream playlist that I have on my channel. But anyway, that's it guys for this video. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.